Hi and welcome to today. We're going to be using the soft ball again. This is such a versatile tool, so many things you can do, and we're just going to have a quick around the body toning and playfulness. So we're going to begin with the ball just between the shoulder blade area, and resting yourself, make sure that you're comfortable with your pelvis staying on the ground and the hands behind the base of your head. So in a curled up position, you want to feel like you're lengthening through the back of your neckline. And then you're going to take a nice big inhale and stretch over the ball surface. And then again, curling forward, looking between the legs and towards the opposite side of your room. And again, stretching over. So this is so good to open up in the upper back space, which is, as we know, a bit rounded in most of us at the moment. So really feeling lengthening of your chest bone, as though we're sort of sliding some up towards your throat and some down towards your navel. So really getting that big stretch. We'll go one more time over toward the back and then come to more of a neutral position. And what we're going to do is go to the left and the right. So as you do, you're aiming your elbow tips down to the side. And what you want to try do less of is make it so big that you shift your body weight over. So less is more in this positioning. Go one more time each side, still feeling like the hands are very supportive of the back of the head. And then coming back through the center. We're going to make it into a full circle. So curling through the upper body, go over to one direction, over the edge of the ball to the opposite side and up. So we'll just do 3 circles as we make our way around the ball behind the back of the heart center. So with this one, often it's tempting to want to try and do it with your neck. So if you can keep your head really rested into your hands, that would be ideal. Pause at the top. We go the other way for 3. So again, just feeling all these movements of your ribs and your vertebra behind you, your upper back moves, just getting nice and open and lubricated. So of course we have bones and we have muscle and we have tissues and we have fascia and we have all sorts of things going on, ligaments inside of the body, and we're just getting all of that nice and mobilized. Finish with one more big stretch over. Allow your elbows to rest down to the floor. That's going to open up in the front of the chest, which is another common area that people get tight in and bring shoulders forward. So just really reversing that feeling, and then just tilt off to the side and bring that ball away from you. Rest everything down onto the mat, place the ball between the 2 knees, and then letting your arms be nice and draped at your side. It doesn't matter whether you choose palms up or down. And we're going to go into a bridging round. So rolling through the pelvis and coming up into your diagonal line. So returning back towards the floor as smoothly as you can. So we've just warmed up in the upper back. Now we're warming from our lower body. So as you're picking yourself up off of the floor, remember how strong the back of the body is in order for you to lift and to lower yourself down with control. I like to also think of my feet when I'm doing this movement. So focusing on my big toe, baby toe in the center of my heel, making a triangle or a tripod feel. And really feeling those pressure points as I'm lifting up. The pressure doesn't get lighter, it doesn't get heavier, it actually just stays nice and level. We'll do that one more time, bringing yourself up into the air. And again, as I said, just feel this like you've moved your whole spine from the top of the head to the tailbone from our first 2 exercises today. And then resting down nice and long. From here, we're just going to open the arms out a little bit and bring the knees up into the air. So you have the ball between the knees. The legs are really dropped. That way we won't be putting tension at the front of the thighs that is unnecessary. Moving your legs towards the side, we're going to take it over towards the right side here. And as you do, keep your left shoulder down on the mat. Use the under leg to pull back up into the center. So we fold the legs gently over towards the left side and then feel like it's the left leg pushing up into the ball to bring you back to the middle. So we'll do that another 2 times to each direction. And this one sometimes, people want to go a little too far towards the ground. It's not about that. It really is just getting a little bit of a twisting action through the pelvis and coming up into the mid-back, but the shoulders staying rested, the arms long and lengthened out. One more time each side, nice and gentle motion. This isn't a fast action. It really is mindful, laying the lower back onto the mat, I think of spreading something on toast. I don't know what your something is, mine's jam. And then coming back through to the center line. We're going to send our feet towards the floor. Be mindful how low you go. You still want to keep the connection of your ribs to your pelvis balanced, and then folding those knees back in and lowering the legs down and lifting the legs back up. As the legs go down, what you don't want to happen is your back to arch, your neck to shorten, and lose control. You want to keep everything as rested on the mat as you can as you lower the legs away from you. We're going to combine our two moves, so it's like a little semicircle. We'll go over to the right side, and you're going to circle those legs down toward the floor direction, across to the left, and back up to your start. We'll keep going 3 times in that way, circling around, coming up, and then through the center. One more time in this direction, and getting to the top and then pausing, and we'll change over to the opposite side. So left side, roll the legs through the center, and then back up again. 2 more times. This is our preparation for the next exercise we're about to combine. And I promise you're going to love it. And then resting yourself all the way from here. So the legs are going to keep doing that circular movement. The upper body is going to do a circle movement, but we're going to put them together in a new and funky way. So taking a breath out as you curl the head and shoulders forward. So just taking a look at the legs. From here, we're going to circle the legs towards the right side. So they do 1 circle around, and as they continue to go to the right side, you're going to circle your upper body toward the left, and then they'll pause at the top. And again, circle around and bringing them back up. 1 more time as we circle in that direction. And then pause. We're going to change direction. We know how to do the movement now, so you can go straight away into upper and lower body movement. So we're getting the obliques working from both angles of the upper body and the lower body. We're getting all of the other abdominals, the rectus abs working in lengthening and in shortening. And then that was our last one. We're going to lower our head down and lower our feet back towards the ground. Taking the ball away, let's place it now behind the back of the pelvis, so where we were just rolling on the sacrum. So how to test if you're in the right position. Sometimes you need to go lower, sometimes you need to come higher. So the best way I find is to bring your knees up into the air, and if you can feel pretty steady here, then all is well. Today we're going to create that right angle at your knee shape, and then the challenge will be, can you bring your arms to the ceiling and stay fairly balanced? So from this angle, we're going to be sending our left arm and our left leg all the way out and away from each other. Circle the left arm and pull the left knee back in. Stay on the side for 3 as we reach out, circle around and pull back in. And 1 more time, long circle and draw in. All right, right side's turn. So arm and leg reach out and away, and then circle that arm and bring it back in. And again, reach arm and leg long and circle around. Sometimes when we do these moves, doing same arm and leg is more challenging than doing the opposites. So really just noticing how it is in your own body. From here, we're going to do 3 more, but doing double arms, double legs. Remember, if it doesn't work for you to do the 2, you just have to stay with the single versions instead. And again, reaching arms away, reaching legs out long, staying balanced, circle arms and back up. 1 more time as we reach everything out and away, and then circle and return back to your starting point. Feet come down, ball comes out from underneath you, and just let your pelvis rest for a little moment. The best part of that whole sequence is feeling the after effect. From here, we're going to put the ball back between our knees, and we're going to just do a little tilt over towards your side. So we're going to come up onto a forearm position, and just having the ball slightly forward, or the knees slightly forward of your body, and then pulling that elbow in underneath you. So really important you don't collapse down into your shoulder. This is a very strong and stable point for us. So you're going to have your arm beginning at your side. We're going to do 3 of these as we lift ourselves up into a nice big side stretch all the way over, looking down towards your mat, and then bringing yourself slow and controlled towards the floor. So remember, up is important, but so is down. So as you're getting that very long reach from fingertips all the way down towards your knees, you want to feel like the side body is getting a stretch, the underside body is also getting a stretch. and then returning back. On the next one, we're going to come up but not do the arch. So we're going to go into a lift, raise your arms. So you're nice long from the top of your head down towards your tail. 3 again as we send our arm through and rotate to look toward the back and then coming up. Now, what you're hopefully going to find is that there's a little bit of pressure on the ball as you're going into the twist. You'll feel that you've got a squeeze on the ball and then back up. And we'll take that one more time as we turn ourselves into a little upper body twisting. Back to the start and down. From here, let's just spin us around and go to side 2. And again, setting yourself up really. I like to sort of go into the worst position so that I know that's not where I feel very good and secure, and then find your best position afterward. So as we're lifting up, remember there are 3 in a row. We've got this big side stretch of our body going on. We can often overload the shoulder in this exercise. So I always think of 3 balancing points or 3 forces helping me. One is the forearm shape and the shoulder. The next one is the feet in contact with the floor. And the third position is going to be the hips that are floating up and then resting down. So we're ready to go to our neutral position. So lifting the hips up, nice long line, arm to the sky, and then thread that needle, rotating around toward the back, and then coming up again. So whenever we do rotation moves, remember, don't force the movement. Go where you feel comfortable, but not where you feel strained, because that's potential for danger. And then through last one, and then lowering yourself all the way back down again. We're going to change the ball position from going just a little bit towards the side of your hip and then back down onto your forearm. You're going to extend your top leg nice and long. Again, this shoulder is so important. It's going to want to pop forward, I promise you. So make sure that it doesn't, and hold that shoulder position nice and tall. From here, you can rest your fingertips onto the ground, or you could even put your hand up at the top of your hip area. So when you're ready, hover the leg just up into the air so it's level with the floor. We'll do 5 of each. We're going to bring the leg forward on the in-breath, take it back on the out-breath. And as you're swinging the leg through space, really make sure that you're not shifting in your upper body. So you don't want to be rotating the body in opposite places, but staying nice and long. I think that was 5. Here we go for 5 circles around. Try and make them as big as you can while you can still keep everything as steady as possible. 4, 5, and then switch around. So the pace I'm going at is a little faster than I normally work with, because I'm challenging you to keep steady and strong through the movement. Last one, send the leg a little bit back, turn inward from the leg, toes drop down, and tap and lift. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and rest out of that. You'll give it a little bit of a tap out, and then we'll go and do the second side. So swinging the legs around. Again, you're not sitting on top of the ball. It's just a placement between the hip and the ribs, resting your elbow to the ground. Top leg nice and long. Nice length through the height of your waist. Leg level with the floor. Watch the shoulder. I can already feel mine wanting to come forward. And let's go. Bringing it forward, taking it back. So inhale front, exhale back. Focusing on keeping the rest of the body as steady as you can. 4, and 1 more. 5. As it sweeps forward, take it into the circle for 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and reverse. Sometimes I have to count because it's too complicated to talk and to do. 4 and 5. Send the leg a little bit back. Rotate the leg in. Dip the toes and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's done. Little bit of a thump out. And let's make our way to come onto our front body. So I'm going to face the other way just for ease for me. And what we're going to set ourselves up to do is have our arms out on top of the ball in front of you on wherever you are. I hope there's just not things coming in at you. So double hands onto the ball surface, lengthening out through your arms. So when you're ready to, we're going to be peeling the spine up. And as you do, your arms on top of the ball are going to roll a little bit closer in, and then lengthen yourself all the way back out. We'll repeat that as we come all the way up. When I say all the way up, your lower ribs are still on the floor. So this is an upper back extension. At the moment, my toes are facing in, my heels are out. I don't have to overactively work through my glutes. I'm really focusing on my upper back, my shoulders, and not focusing on my lower glutes. All right, so what we'll do now is move the hand, ball under the right side, left hand onto the floor. Same movement, we're going to come up into that little lift, pause here, collect the ball with your right hand and swing it to the back to switch hands, bringing it forward, rest the hands and lower yourself down. And then repeating, coming up, little pressure on the ball. Make sure you're nice and stable as you swing your arms around to recollect the ball, bringing it to the front and lowering to the mat. We've got another 2 times going to each side, peeling up, keeping the spine very level. Your eyes should be looking just in front of your mat, so don't try and look further forward, not even really looking at the ball. And again, peeling through, so shoulders sliding down. Maintain them on the back of those rib cages as you swing the ball through to side 2 and returning. So we've got 1 more round each direction. So this is great endurance for your upper back muscles. Then to add in the coordination of different movements, but different arm exercises, really, really good for the toning of that back body. And last time as we swing the ball all the way around and bringing it through and down. Bring the ball with you for a moment as you take yourself back towards a 4-point kneeling position. And then just holding the ball between the knees. So hands are under shoulders, toes are in a nice little tuck shape. And then from here, we're going to hover the knees up into the air and then lowering them back down. So we'll do just 4 more like that. Lift the hips, lower the hips. So when you're lifting up, there's that gentle squeeze on the ball surface. You're not going so high that you unlevel your body. You should still feel like your head is going to be the highest point in this movement. And the pelvis is just coming off the floor and coming down. I've already lost count, so I'm going to say there's 1 more to go. And then taking it down to lower. All right, our next one is not the easiest of all, so just do what you can. We're going to take the ball and place it underneath the right leg. So it's just past the knee onto the shin more than anything, and then having the back toes in a flexed shape. Strong through the upper body. Here comes that little hover again. You're going to lift the left knee into a hover and then lowering it back down. Only 3, lift and lower. And 1 more time, lift and hold. From here, we're going to send the left leg out, send the right arm forward, and then bring everything through. And again, stretching out and pulling in. 1 more, stretch it out, pull it in, and rest the limbs down. All right, last time to go. Putting it again on the left side, tucking the toes, hand position really well set. From here, the right knee hovers and lowers. That back foot is really important to stay down, so make sure it is on the floor to support the movement you're doing. There's a leveling and an unleveling of the pelvis. Hold this one up, stretch the leg away from you, stretch the other arm forward, and here we go. 3 and 2. And last one, fold, and then rest everything back to the ground. Well, that's all we have time for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Just a quick feeling around the body. You might have a little bit of a sweat up like I do, rosy cheeks. Who knows? Hope you have a great day.